Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card, we are taking a look at who is haunted by your memory. So I'm gonna get straight in with the objects. Pile number 1 is the shell. Pile number 2 is the hand. Pile number 3 is the moon, and the moon candle holder that I just decided to flick. And pile number 4 is the pumpkin. So see which object you're drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual, and I will see you guys at your timestamps. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at who is haunted by your memory. So you guys chose the shell. I'm going to start with tarot and then we'll move on to your oracle card. So let's take a look. So pile number 1, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 1s. Who is haunted by my pile number 1's memory? Who is haunted by my pile number 1's memory? Straight away, I literally feel like I'm going right down into the subconscious. That's where I feel like I'm being taken. And I'm being shown, let me just grab the card that fell. I'm being shown like imagine like deep down at the bottom of like the barracks of the subconscious, and I'm being shown like something kind of like tied. So what I'm picking up is like a wound or like a core memory of you that is still connected to this person. Like it's within the subconscious. I feel like at times this person might even sometimes not think of you so much because they might even repress it, but then it's almost like there's something that will come up and trigger this person, or when they really sit with their feelings, that's when you come up. I feel like you're tied to something here because I feel like I've gone right down. Think of it like the bottom of the ocean, which you guys chose the shell. Like I'm right down at the bottom of the ocean. There's something kind of like hidden there, if that makes sense. So we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Pile number 4, please. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1, tap me into the collective of my pile number 1s. Who is haunted by my pile number 1s, please? We have the King of Wands. Who is haunted by my pile number 1's memory, please? We have the 7 of Swords. Who is haunted by my pile number 1's memory, please? We have the 9 of Cups as well. And the back of the deck is the 4. The 4 of Pentacles. Okay. I'm hearing that song, Are You Happy Now? I don't know the actual lyrics, but it's like in a far off place or in a something place. Are you happy now? I can't remember the actual name of the song. But I feel, how do I put this into words? Like this person feels like someone you would have known back in the day. This feels like there's such a distance, which this could be like a distance like you're on a completely separate continent to them, but it doesn't feel like that. It's more like an energy perspective, like you've both grown, you know, in separate ways. But like I feel like the last time you were in this person's life was a long time ago. Like this feels like years ago, you know what I mean? And not like years where it's like, oh, that feels like yesterday. Like no, this feels like a long time ago. Because this person, I feel like when I'm thinking of you, I'm thinking back to like, I would have spent a lot of time with you at one specific point, or I used to talk to you a lot, or you would have been around me a lot. This feels like an old friend or like a family member that you know drifted from. Could also be like a, you know, a partner, but this is like if you were in a relationship with this person. So I feel like this was like a proper relationship where you spent a lot of time with each other. You might have lived together. That's kind of how this feels, because there's almost this family friendship feeling here as well, which is quite interesting, because I kind of feel like you were both cut from the same stone at one point, if that makes sense. But I feel like this person feels like there's someone that maybe represses a lot of their emotions, or kind of pushes things down. Or the era that you were in their life, they may repress that era. It might not be their favorite era of all time, but there may have been like a lot that's gone on. Because I literally feel, because I'm being shown like a scenario. So I'm being shown you and this person being around each other. Maybe you were old friends, maybe you were in a relationship, and I keep feeling like life was really fast at this time, because I'm hearing Fast Times by Sabrina Carpenter. So I'm being shown this person would have a lot of memories from that time period. Maybe their life was a little faster in that time period. Maybe they were more sociable in that time period. However, I'm being shown like a tornado, so there was like a lot going on. And then I feel like when you went your way and they went their way, that time period that you would have fit in, I feel like they would have buried. So they would have like put it in their back pocket. They would have just pushed it down. And anytime they thought about, you know, that time period, it's like, I'm just repressing it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to remember that. However, I feel like songs, images, like types of clothing, perfume smells, remind this person of that time period, I feel. And I feel like you're tied into that time period. So I feel like when they do actually sit and deal with it, I feel like they think of you. That's kind of how this person feels. Because I feel like I'm opening up a treasure chest, like box that was at the bottom of the ocean. And imagine like a pirate ship collapsed into the bottom of the ocean and the treasure chest like went down. If you were to retrieve that and open it up, there would be all of the tools or gold or whatever it is that those pirates would have collected from a long time period ago, and you can immerse yourself in that and wonder, this would have happened then, this would have happened then. That's what this person feels like they do. I feel like they repress these memories, and ever so often I feel like something triggers them, or it could just be a healing cycle. The energy just gets brought to their attention, and I feel like they think about this specific time period with you in it, I feel. I feel with this person though, like, I feel like this person misses you, but I also feel this person has really negative feelings and emotions towards the time period you were in their life. And I feel like this person goes back and forth whether they think maybe you're a good guy or a bad guy, or goes back and forth in terms of like, I would want this person around again, or I would want to bring that back, because it's almost like if I were to bring you back in my life, I feel like I'm bringing back that era back. Or if when you were in their life, they might have been somebody that wasn't the nicest, it's almost like they're bringing those parts of themselves back. So it's like, at times I feel like this person might want to connect with you or reconnect with you, but then it's almost like they hold themselves back, because it's like, I don't want that era back. I don't want that time in my life back. I don't want to be, it might even be like, I don't want that reminder maybe of who I was as well back. There could be that as well. Because I'm hearing that Beyonce song, Ghost, and she's like, I know if I'm haunting you, you must be haunting me. I don't know. I just feel like there's a time period they're not proud of, or maybe it's a relationship they're not proud of, or maybe they weren't the bestest friends. So it's like, I don't know, they just don't feel like they're like, there's something I feel like they're not proud of, or they don't want to look at, so they don't want to like bring it up. But then I feel like sometimes they miss you as well. That's what I'm picking up here. Because I feel like this person as well didn't get closure on that time period in their life. Because I feel like there's things maybe they wish that they said, or there might have even been questions that they had back in the day that never really got answered. So let's just say, for example, you were friends, and this person to you that you'd said something about them, and this person didn't know if it was true or not. That could have been in their brain, but then they never asked you. So then you and this person grew apart, and they're like, I wonder if they did say that about me. I wonder if they didn't. Like, there's something there where I feel like there's a big question mark. It's like, I kind of have questions, or it could even be the fallout of this connection. You going one way, them going that way. There may be questions there of like, what actually happened? Did you actually like me? You know, what made you not like me? There's that sort of thing as well. Because I feel like this person as well, they may even go back and forth in terms of like who was to blame of the downfall of the connection, or who was to blame just in terms of like, there's something they don't like from the past. There's something that they don't like about the era that you were in their life. And I feel like they go back and forth of like, I was to blame, you were to blame. I was to blame, you were to blame. Because I feel like I'm going in circles in terms of like, I don't want to go back to that because I don't want the reminder like of who I was. But then there's also like, I don't want to go back to that because what happens if like you backstab me like you did before, or this happens the way that it did before. Like there's that. I feel like sometimes they might villainize you and say that you are also the bad guy, but then at other times it's like, I'm the bad guy. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, this feels like honestly, to be honest with you, a lot of you guys, this feels like an old friend. You can align it with whatever you want to, but this feels more like an old friend that you may have been around at more of a hectic point in both of your lives. And I do feel like you were kind of like soulmates, or you were meant to meet and teach each other things. If I'm looking at it from my perspective, I think you were meant to teach each other things, but I think you both were always going to level up in different directions, you know? So I feel like with this person then, I feel like there's wounds that this person faced. I think there's triggers, I think there's like upsets and things that this person might regret, and that's all in that murky water of the subconscious that I think this person likes to push down. But I feel like the memory of you, or you are tied in with things that this person then, you know, decides to push down. It's like you're associated, the person you are is associated with that time period. So I feel like at times when something really triggers them, they might say that you were the bad guy in the situation, or you were this, or you were that. Other times they're like, no, I wasn't acting the best. I wasn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't in my right mind, or I was a bit chaotic in that time period. I don't really want to face it. That's why I wouldn't reach out to this person. And I feel like they go round and round in circles. That's how this feels. And I do feel like there's time periods where this person doesn't think of you at all. So I think there's time periods where this goes to like the bottom of the ocean. I think this person just represses it, lives their life. And then I think what happens is, because healing happens in cycles, and even if you're not choosing to do inner work, it can still come up to the surface. I think those waves come to the surface, and then I think this person spends like maybe like a couple of weeks at a time unpacking things or dealing with things. But this person, there's like, because I'm hearing that "Are You Happy Now" song, so it's like I feel like at times I'm looking over to you, or I'm looking at your social media, or I'm like checking in on you, and I think at that core there's a feeling of like I care. So it's like, are you happy now? Like, I would like to speak to you, but I don't know why. I feel like if I look at your social media, or if I think about seeing you, it's almost like what happens then is their mindset changes to like a trigger where they feel like you don't like them, or they feel, again, there's those wounds of like, I don't want to remember who I was, or I don't want to remember that time period, or I don't want these triggers to happen. And I think that then what happens is they might villainize you. That's what's happening. Now I'm getting a hold of it. So the healing comes up, they think of you, there's like a bittersweet feeling, there's a bit of sadness, there's a I miss you sort of feeling. I think they check in on you, whether they look at your social media, they ask about you, or again, they could just think about you. And I think the minute that it becomes real, so maybe they're looking at a photo, they're looking at a post you've made, whatever it is, there's something that you mirror to them, but I honestly think you mirror that past element to them because memories flood back. I don't think they know how to deal with those emotions. I think they start to get triggered. I think you mirror that time period to them, and then I think they might start to villainize, like, I don't want to think about this, that was a toxic time, or you were a toxic person, or whatever it is, whatever they do to kind of deal with it. And then I think they push it down, and then I think within like a couple of months, 6 months, whatever, it comes up again. And I think they do that cycle. They also feel like you wouldn't want to talk to them, because I'm thinking of the shell and the hard shell. I don't know if you walked away or you just detached. It could just be their own projections, but I feel like they feel like you wouldn't want to talk to them. They do also recognize that you and this person are very different now, and that you live completely differently now. Like that there's something there where I feel like something's changed. Like I feel like they see that you've evolved. I don't think they look at it from an energetic perspective, because I'm having trouble putting it into words. I feel like this person has a hard time sometimes seeing the higher perspective, because I think they get triggered, and I think they really push their feelings down, or they fester in those feelings instead of coming up to breathe and look at it from a higher perspective. They struggle to do that, because I feel like every time I go to do it and explain it, I'm getting pushed back down. So I think this person sometimes struggles with those emotions. But I think that it's not so much you or really anything that you've done, what I'm tapping into, because I'm going to stay in the higher perspective just to explain. I don't think you've done anything necessarily to this person. It doesn't feel that way. It's just that this person has memories associated with you, and a time period that's associated with you, that I think just your essence mirrors. And I think that they struggle to deal with what it actually brings up, because I think that there's whatever time period I'm being shown and being taken to, I think that there's lack of closure that they have over certain things. I think that maybe the way that they acted, or maybe they said some things, or maybe just the person they were in that era, there's just a lot of their own inner demons and triggers attached to it. And I think that you almost mirror that era to them. And it's like, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to hear those songs. I don't want to go back to that time period. I don't think it was the best time for them, if that makes sense. But I don't think there's anything they feel. I feel like their own triggers can sometimes make them project onto you, but I don't think they actually have a genuine issue with you, if that makes sense. They could even as well sometimes feel triggered by, because I'm just looking at it with the 7 of Swords and the 9 of Cups, they may sometimes feel a little bit triggered by like accomplishments that you have, or advancements that you've made, or I don't know, I just feel like I don't know why, I feel like I'm looking at your social media and I'm seeing you do good in something, and for some reason it's triggering me. I don't know what that's about. It could be that this person doesn't feel like they're where they want to be yet. It could literally be that. Because yeah, I'm seeing you like achieve something, or I'm seeing you do good or move forward. I wonder if you stepped away from this situation and just did better for yourself. So that is the trigger, that every time they see you do better for yourself, it's like, oh. That could also be the trigger here as well. But it's interesting because the first initial feeling, which is the true feeling I'm getting when you come up, when that wave comes, is a bittersweet sadness and that they miss you. But then it festers and then they project then. It's quite interesting. They try to push it down though, because I feel like it, like the shell, it goes to the bottom of the ocean. It goes to the bottom of the ocean and then it comes up when it needs to. Pile number 1, please. Who is haunted by my pile number 1's memory? That is like a haunting as well, because it's like you're reminding them of a time period. They feel a bit haunted by a time period where there's still wounds attached. Pile number 1. Who is haunted by my pile number 1's memory? Bear with me. We have imagination clouds your judgment. Yeah, I think sometimes they make, like, they project, I feel sometimes, how you actually feel about them, or, you know, the moon, you will be guided through darkness. And I think with a lack of closure as well, they may have had to make their own assumptions, which might trigger them, because it could be like their own subconscious wounds and triggers they've attached to the lack of closure. So it's like, let's just say, you know, like sometimes, say you're in a relationship and maybe you're anxiously attached and somebody doesn't answer your text, your trigger can project that person is cheating or that person doesn't want you anymore, when in actuality that person's just in the gym, you know? There's something like that here where this person didn't get closure, so they created an idea of what actually happened, but it's attached to their own trigger, if that makes sense. We have the gate. A barrier keeps you from your goal. I wonder if you walked away, because we've got the 4 of Pentacles there as well. I just wonder if you shut off from them, or you pulled away and that's the lack of closure. Or they just feel or project that you wouldn't be interested in speaking to them. Honor and good luck. Some of you guys would be interested in speaking to them. That's actually what I'm being told. Because I'm being shown something being put to bed. We then have fire at the back of the deck. Reckless actions lead to conflict. That time period in the past that I'm talking about, I feel like everyone around them, including yourself, everything was just fast. Maybe people acted just off emotions. Maybe you were all like emotionally immature because you were younger. That's what I'm being shown as well. There's just like a lot of triggers here. I just feel like the time period I'm going back to, everything was fast. Everything happened really quickly, so no one could really deal with it properly. That's what I'm being shown. Imagination clouds judgment. Yeah, so that's the projection. You will be guided through darkness. I do think though, what this cycle, these waves coming up, it is healing to them. I think they do get in touch with things. Yes, I do feel that they repress and it comes back around, but I just feel like they are slowly untangling themselves. So it is still a healing. I mean, it would go a lot quicker if they really dissected and dealt with it, which I don't feel they do a lot. But at the same time, emotions still do flow through. So there is a level of healing happening. So I do feel like you're attached to somebody's healing cycle. You're attached to this person's healing cycle. And that's why they're haunted by a memory. Because every time that wave comes up, you're on their mind. That's what it is. A barrier keeps you from your goal. It's making me think that either they feel like you don't want to speak to them, or you walked away and cut off from them. And that's where that is. But what's interesting is that when I feel, because the Griffin here, it always makes me think of Gryffindor from Harry Potter, and I'm a Gryffindor too, by the way, guys. And I've read about the characteristics of Gryffindors because I am one, and I read that they're like really brave and they have really big hearts. That's what I read. Tying that into this reading, I feel like this person does look up to you and does also think, because it's interesting, I think when I'm in this person's energy, I think you're a genuine person. I think you're a good person. I feel bittersweet. I want to reach out. Let me look at your social media. I'm triggered. You're a bad person. That was a toxic time and you were toxic too. Like, I've just flipped. Do you get what I mean? But it's a trigger. And maybe you might have been toxic at that time. Maybe, you know, there was a tit for tat. Maybe you were all toxic at that, you know, moment. We're all toxic at times in our life. But I feel like this person just gets triggered by a time period that you're attached to. And I do think they have love for you. That's the quite interesting part of it. Because I think if you were to remove this trigger and the feeling came up, I feel like they would maybe even reach out or give you like an ad on Facebook or a follow on Instagram or an ad on Snapchat or whatever it is. I feel like this person would do that, it feels. Yeah, so that's what I have for you, pile number one. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at who is haunted by your memory. So you guys chose the palmistry hand. I'm going to start with tarot and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Who is haunted by my pile number 2's memory? The cards just jumped over my shoulder. Bear with me. Where have you gone? Okay, we have the 4 of Cups. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Who is haunted by my pile number 2's memory? We have strength. Oh my god, these cards are just ready to fall out. I caught that one, but pile number 2. Who is haunted by my pile number 2's memory, please? Who is haunted by my pile number 2's memory? Okay. Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, and the back of the deck is Temperance. Okay. 4 of Cups, Strength, Ace of Pentacles, and the 8 of Cups and Temperance. Okay. First thing I'm being told is like cutting losses. Like I almost feel like I took the wrong turn, or not that I took the wrong turn. I feel like this, in terms of this person looking at it from the high perspective, I feel like they took the right turn because it was lessons this person needed to learn. But in their mind, it's like I took the wrong turn, or I've messed up, or I have not, I'm hearing the chickens have come home to roost, and I hope I'm saying it correctly this time, because every time I say that saying I butcher it. So I hope it's the chickens have come home to roost. I hope it's that, or the hens. I'm sure it's the chickens though. Anyway, yeah, this person feels like that they've got their tail in between their legs right now, and I don't even feel like I'm trying to even salvage anything right now. I feel like I'm just kind of sitting with it. It's like, well, the consequences of my own actions. Like, that's kind of how I feel. Like, there's actually something I'm admitting to myself, because I actually feel like I'm taking a bit of a hard look at myself, or I'm looking at like decisions I've made, because I feel like I'm asking myself, why do I do that? Why do I always do that? Because I feel like this person that I'm tapping into has constantly gone in cycles, doing the same thing or acting the same way. And I feel like people have actually pointed this out to this person, and I think even consciously this person has known they've done it, but I think they thought, well, one day it'll work out. And I feel like they've continued to crash and burn until it's like, all right, this is the last time, maybe I should try it a different way. Now, for a lot of you guys, this does feel like someone that maybe you were talking to or in a relationship, whether you were dating, and this person maybe acted a certain way or moved in a certain way or treated you in a certain way that they thought could fly or could work. And you know, this could be somebody that, like, because I feel like I'm doing something fast and abruptly, so this person could have like jumped from person to person to person, talked to you, jumped to someone else, done that sort of thing. This could also be like a friend who's just not being the nicest and just doing chaotic things, and everyone was kind of falling away and they just thought, no, someone will put up with it, sort of thing. Or again, this could be like a family situation where this person was just, there's something about living fast or not thinking or just following impulse. That's kind of like how it feels, which is the impulse that they're following is to do with like triggers. I'm hearing that song, No, I Don't Want to Be Alone, Do You Believe in Love Like I Do? I can't remember that song. It's called Alone No More, but I can't remember who sings it. It's like a club song, but I'm hearing that. I feel like this person doesn't like being alone, or this person doesn't like silence or stillness, because I feel like I'm either creating chaos because I don't like the stillness, or I don't like the you know, the plain kind of like normalness, if that makes sense, or I feel like I'm jumping from connection to connection to avoid myself. That's really how this feels. But I feel like this person's kind of crashed and burned, but what's interesting is I don't see them fully right now doing anything about the crash and burn. They may be thinking of what pot to jump, you know, into, like this pot's getting a bit too hot, what pot can I jump into next? They may be thinking of that, because I do feel, especially with the 8 of Cups, that they are I feel like they're planning a shift in their life right now. They're planning a change in their life right now. I do feel as well they're maybe pouring into themselves right now. But I want to say for the first time, I feel like this person feels like they're deflecting or reflecting on themselves. And I don't think it's like super deep or anything like that, but I do feel like they're like, I keep doing this, like I keep taking that same turn, why don't I take a different turn, or why don't I try it in a different way? Because I feel like something that they thought they could, I feel like I can keep jumping from stone to stone to stone to stone to stone, and I'm kind of getting cocky with it. It's like the tortoise and the hare. I'm kind of getting cocky, like I can keep doing this and getting away with it. So I'm jumping from stone to stone to stone, and then all of a sudden I've reached a dead end, but the stone behind me is gone, and now I'm stuck. Because the way I feel, I'm kind of stuck in a predicament, like I'm stuck in the mud, which is forcing me to really sit and ponder and ask myself questions and wonder about things. And that's what I feel like I'm doing right now, because I kind of feel as well like my own fire is kind of burnt out, so I kind of feel a little bit apathetic. I feel a little bit bored. I don't like the stone I'm on, but no stone was good enough. I kept jumping from stone to stone. I don't like the stone I'm on, so I don't like this web I've just created and then fallen into. I don't like it. But right now I'm kind of just sitting in it, and I do feel this person feels a bit apathetic, because they feel like everything's a bit grey or cold. They don't feel very like excited. But I feel like, for example, yourself, I feel like they look to you as somebody that is very they see you as someone who's valuable. That's the first thing that I'm gonna say. I think that they see you as somebody that's like a light. That's another thing. Like, I feel like you guys, they're definitely attracted to you if this is like a relationship situation, but if this is friend or family, they just see you as somebody that I'm being shown the magician in my mind's eye, so it's like I can create out of nothing. I always jump out of a pit and jump into something better. Like, I feel like you're somebody that can cultivate and create. I think you're creative. I think you may be that pilot I referenced where it's like you're like the sun, you inspire people. So I think that you're quite, you know, inspiring to this person. I feel like I don't know why I feel like your perspective from this person, if I'm sat in it, I feel like you make me feel a bit giddy. Or I just feel like you shining your light on me makes me feel good as well. Like, I feel more attractive when you're around, or I feel more confident when you're around, or I feel like I can get over things when you're around. Like, I feel like you might have even opened doors for this person. So no matter the type of connection, because I'm not homing in on one thing, you could have like got this person jobs in the past, or you could have like put, you know, their name, like, how do I put this into words? You could have spoke their name in like a room full of opportunities. That's what I'm trying to say. I just feel like that's how they look at you. It's like I'm being shown Willy Wonka with the golden ticket, and then the grandfather who's like laying in bed and he says he can't get up, and then the minute like he knows he can go to the chocolate factory, he just jumps out of bed to go with what's his name, Charlie. I was gonna call him Harry then. He jumps to go with Charlie. That's how this person feels, because they're always like looking at you like you have the golden ticket, but like you are the golden ticket at the same time. That's kind of how this person feels. Attracted to you. I feel like they're attracted to a lot of things about you, just the way you make things work. I kind of feel like they look up to you a bit. It's kind of how this feels. They definitely feel kind of like inspired by things that you do. So like, let's just say you're good at like photography. I feel like this person's inspired by the way that you make that work. Or if you're somebody that is good, you know, you're always in the gym, this person's, you know, inspired by your work ethic in the gym, and you know, that passion there. I feel like there's a lot about your life or something that they like, because I'm looking at like a light on. I'm being shown like I'm outside of a home and there's a light on in the living room, and I'm like looking at it, I'm like, that's a cool TV, that's a cool lamp, that's a cool couch. Like it's like that. Like this person kind of looks at you in that way. Lots of golden energy. But I feel like right now, I don't think you'd hear from this person, because I don't feel like this person's got a lot to offer. A lot of these people feel a bit stuck in the mud. I kind of feel like I've got the tail in between my legs. I feel a bit embarrassed. So I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I feel like you warned this person about something and it's happened. So you could have said, like, if you keep treating your friends like this, you're gonna have no friends left, and then walked away, and this person was like, oh, I'll have friends left, and now they don't have any friends left. You know what I mean? Or this could have been like, you know, a family member that was just acting reckless, and you're like, you keep acting reckless, you're gonna crash at one point, and they were like, oh, whatever, they've crashed. Like, it's that sort of thing. Like, I feel an relationship situation, you know, you could have said, you're going to keep jumping from person to person, you're never going to be satisfied and happy, and they were like, yeah, I will, jumps into another situation, not happy, you know. So I feel like there's something you've said, or something maybe a lot of people have said to them, it doesn't have to be you, where they feel like consequences of my own actions. I feel like I'm either stuck in the mud, or I feel like I really need to sit with this a second. Like, I feel like that there's something starting to click for a lot of these people, where they're clicking, like, I'm taking the wrong paths, or I'm doing the wrong thing. Because this is where I do feel there's a level of reflection. Naturally, if they were just drawn to this light, they jump towards you. They feel like they would like to offer you this here with the Ace of Pentacles, but they also feel like, I need to restore my energy first, or I need to build myself up first, or I need to, like, build a bridge over this first. Like, there's something I need to do before I would even think of reaching out or stepping forward. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that. That's the energy that I feel that I'm in. But I keep being shown, like, the eyes emoji, so this person may be, like, checking up on your socials, things like that. Again, they could just be thinking of you as well. I just don't see any movement right now. They just feel like kind of stagnant, stuck in the mud. Some of them may even feel like if they were to offer you something, you wouldn't be interested now as well. And also I feel like they are trying to spark their own light where they're at right now, because they feel apathetic with everything around them. But we do have the Temperance at the back of the deck. I do feel like they're trying to do things to make themselves feel good. So this person could be like headed to the gym, eating clean, you know, focusing on a specific goal, focusing on their work, going to therapy. Like, I'm not saying they're doing all of those things, but I feel like they're doing things that they think will make them feel better right now, because I feel like they feel stuck in the mud, and they feel like their light isn't ignited. And I think they may be looking to you and getting inspiration from you, but I feel like I'm starting to slightly, some of them are, okay, there's two scenarios, that's why I'm getting confused. Some of them are like, okay, I'm going to start lighting my own flame, so I'm going to start lighting this myself, because I don't feel good enough to offer anyone anything. The others are like, I'm stuck in the mud, I have no choice but to light my own flame. Whichever one you feel will be the right one for your person, because there's two scenarios coming through, but either way, they have no choice. They're having to light their own flame, and that's why they're doing these things to try and make themselves feel better. They kind of feel beneath a lot of things and people and you right now. I kind of feel like, honestly, I feel like I'm cutting my losses. I'm being shown the scene from Titanic where Jack Dawson bets, or the guy that is with Jack Dawson, he kind of like bets the Titanic tickets, and the guy was like being all cocky, like, yeah, let's put the Titanic tickets down, and he ended up having to give the tickets away because they lost them in the bet at poker when the ship was just about to leave. I know it ended up good for Jack Dawson, but you know what I mean? They kind of feel like that, like I bet on something and it didn't work out. I feel sheepish. I feel really sheepish. So I feel like I'm just trying to light my own flame right now, because I feel like I feel like I'm backed into a corner. That's kind of how I feel. I feel like if I was to offer you anything, you'd step away, or if I was to reach out with an apology, you'd step away. That's kind of how I feel. Pile number 2. Please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 2. Who is haunted by my pile number 2's memory? There's this feeling like they might think that you would say, I told you so. Or you might think that. That's the haunting part. Because key emphasis on that, that's what the reading is about. That's the haunted part. It's like, they're going to be like, they're going to be like, oh, well, consequences of your own actions. Like, that's how they're going to be. And you may feel that way. Some of you may just be very unbothered. For them to see you so magnetized, I feel like they were magnetized anyway, but I feel like they just jump constantly. But they feel really like magnetized to you right now. You feel magnetic, which is making me think that you've detached. And I think that's where this is from, where they're like, oh wow, like, you know, like that light that they're drawn to, because they're looking at you like a light, and they're like the moth. It's making me think that you've detached because you feel magnetic. Some of you guys as well have been calling your power back to yourself. And that's where your energy might have been on this person, but you've pulled your energy back and they're feeling it. So they're being drawn to you because of that. Because it's like your energy's being taken away, so they're being drawn there. We have winds of change. Your surroundings will undergo transition. There is about to be a shake-up and a change for them. I picked that up at the beginning. I do feel like, because I feel like almost the universe, spirit, their higher self is like, right, we need to make some shifts and changes now. They could be going through their Saturn return. Yeah, I just feel like something, the chickens have come home to roost. You will receive news from afar. You might hear from this person, you know. Jealousy leads to downfall. Yeah, you might hear from this person, pal, too. We have the spider. Be meticulous and patient. Back of the deck, you have authority and diplomacy. I feel like this person's usually like, no, fine, like nonchalant, like, oh, I've got it all under control, it's fine, I can do what I want, I'll get away with it, sort of thing. And it's just kind of ran out. The luck has kind of ran out. And I do feel like they like to be seen as somebody that's like very confident in their power, knows what they're doing. They don't feel like they're seen like that right now. And I feel like they don't like that. They feel like they like to be seen as on top. They don't feel like they're on top. So that's where I feel that insecurity, which is why I feel like I have to work on myself. I have to pour into myself right now. So your surroundings will undergo in transition. I feel like right now, I feel like the universe is forcing them to face things, forcing them to, you know, face these shifts. If you're watching this at the time I'm putting it up, it could be the eclipse season that's bringing that out. But also if you're watching this at the time I've come out, I've noticed just energetically with my collective, that there's just a lot of shakeups and shifts right now, from mindsets to people having like a lot of divine intervention and fated things kind of happen to put them on to something later on. There's a lot of that happening that I found through personals and collectives, and I don't know, I just feel like this person is also on that wave of things being shaken up and shifted. I don't know if any else of you guys have like felt that same feeling, but I don't know. But I feel like that wave that's happening, they're having to face things because things are shaking up. I do think a lot of you guys will hear from this person, because you will receive news from afar. At one point, or at least they, in their energy right now, have an intention to reach out at one point. I don't think you'll hear from them right now. They don't feel like ready. You know, they don't feel like they've got things together. And some of them feel stuck in the mud, whatever that would mean. Feeling like they can't. However, I do feel at one point you will hear from them, or they're at least planning to. Whether that will shake up and change in the future, they'll decide, no, I've worked on myself, and maybe they wouldn't want to talk to me. But for a lot of you guys, I feel like you will hear from them. Yeah, I am picking that up. And you've got to be meticulous and patient, and that's what I'm being shown. Like, I'll reach out, just not right now. Let me wait a second. That's how this person feels. Like, not right now, but I will. Because we've got meticulous and patient, like spinning the web. So I feel like this person might. The only thing is, jealousy leads to downfall. Like I said, this person like feels a bit inspired by you, and you know, they're drawn to you. There may even be jealous feelings here of like, you're on top now and I'm not. But before I felt like I was on top and you weren't. And they might not like that power dynamic. So I would be careful with this person. That's just the message I'm going to give. Be careful with this person, because they might idolize you. Not that you shouldn't be on a pedestal, you should always be on one, but they may idolize you for like what you have and the energy you possess. But we want to be loved for who we are at the same time. And I feel like this person, they can feel your energies kind of off them. And I feel like they don't like the power dynamic of them being on the bottom and you on the top. And I think there might be a bit of jealousy underlying. So I would just say to be careful. Whichever situation this is, friendship, relationship, family, I would just say to be careful with this person. I don't think they're a bad person. It's not a case of like, I want to knock you off. It's just like when you're shining, it makes me feel really insecure. And I feel like maybe a past scenario where they felt like they could just do whatever and, you know, didn't matter who was getting affected. I feel like it suited them. it's just run out now. But if it was still suiting them, I do feel like they'd still be doing it. And I think that's why it feels like there's some sort of divine intervention where it's like, enough. Like, we need to crack this egg. It needs to spill out. It needs to become something else. Like, you can't just keep doing the same things because you're just going around in the same cycles. There's much needed change that is happening. Some of them are genuinely taking that change and they are reflecting. Some of them, they have no choice but to have to reflect because they're stuck in something. Take which one resonates, but that's why they're haunted by your memory. They feel like you're on top. I mean, you're on a pyramid and you're on top. That's how they feel. But they're also really drawn to you and they really like you at the same time. There's just some envy here as well. Or their ego may get boosted when your energy's on them. It could just be that. So yeah, pile number 2, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at who is haunted by your memory. So you guys chose the moon candle. I'm going to, well, moon candle holder. I'm going to start with tarot and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let's take a look. So pile number 3, please spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 3s. Who is haunted by my pile number 3's memory? Who is haunted by my pile number 3's memory? Bear with me. We've got the King of Wands. Pile number 3's memory, please, spirit guides. Who is haunted by my pile number 3's memory? Okay, we've got the 7 of Swords. Who is haunted by my pile number 3's memory? We have the 7 of Cups. I don't know why I'm being shown the scene of Ella Enchanted. If you've never watched it, basically, it's this film, Anne Hathaway's in it, and Ella basically gets visited by this fairy godmother, and they give her the gift of obedience, which means that whenever someone tells her to do something, she has to do it. And it's kind of set around like Cinderella sort of thing. So her mother dies and the father brings, you know, a new wife in, and the 2 ugly stepsisters, and they come and they quickly realize that she has this gift of obedience, and they start making her do things she doesn't want to do. And I was being shown the scene where she has her mother's locket and the girl's like, give it to me, you know, and she has to just give her mother's locket away because she has to, you know, be obedient. And I don't know why I just got shown that in my mind's eye. I don't know what that's about. I'll put one more card down and then we'll take a look. But when I felt that as well, like, I don't know if I was feeling your energy, but I almost felt like, you know, when you see someone that you're like, oh my God, I really don't want to see that person, or you're around someone that really puts you down and you're like, oh, please don't make me feel that way. Please don't say this to me. Please don't do that to me. Like, I feel that in this energy, and I feel like it's coming from your end. It's making me think of when, like, my teacher would be like, stand up in front of the class and say this, and I'd be like, oh my God, please don't pick me to do that, please. You know that feeling? It's that feeling almost as well. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. Who is haunted by my pile number 3's memory? We have the Sun. I'm just going to cover the Sun up. I'll use this one. We have the Sun, and then we have the Ace of Swords at the back of the deck. Okay. Who is haunted by my pile number 3's memory, please, spirit guides? King of Wands, 7 of Swords, 7 of Cups, the Sun. Right, I don't like this energy, and this is actually a scenario that I've been shown before. I'm being shown a spider with a fly, and every time the fly tries to fly away, I'm bringing it back into my web. Even though I know the purpose is for this fly to fly, it's like I don't want it to fly. I don't like this energy, because it's like anytime, the Sun energy, anytime you're going to shine, speak your mind, stand on your own 2 feet, I feel like this person's knocking you. This is a past energy. I don't feel like this person's in your life. I also feel you're not the only person this person has done this to with the Seven of Cups. Because you're not the only person that they're kind of like haunted by. Whoever I'm picking up, this person knows, I'm being told to say, they know what they're doing. Whoever this person is. Because I feel like I'm looking back at, you know, the empty spots where all the other flies were. It's reminding me of the other mother from Coraline. And the spirits of the children. I'm seeing them, like the empty spots. And it's just like, I know what I did. Or I know how I was moving. But how dare you fly away, sort of thing. Like, how dare Coraline get out of that scenario? If you haven't seen Coraline, she's basically takes the form of Caroline's mother, this spider evil demon sort of thing, but she takes the form of Caroline's mother, but instead of eyes she has buttons as eyes, and she tries to lure Coraline into the other world by giving her like attention and foods and things that she likes, and just to try and trap her there. And yeah, there's that vibe. So this person doesn't feel like a very nice person. In fact, that's the worst one I'm picking up on in these piles so far. So this person knows what they're doing with the Seven of Cups. I feel like this person knew what they were doing in the past when they'd make comments at you. This feels like a friend that would have put you down, or a family member that really would have put you down. Could have been a partner that put you down as well. This person has such a lack of confidence and self-worth, I'm being told, within themselves, and I feel like they may even use like achievements or like, yeah, because I feel like I'm trying to do really well like in school, or there's something to do with like if I have like a certain amount of money, or like if I buy this, it's like I have this achievement, I'm using that, and anything I can use to put somebody else down about, I will. So for example, you could have been somebody that didn't have a lot of money growing up, and this person had a lot of money, and then this person felt like you outshined them in a lot of areas, so it's like, how can I put you down? Well, you didn't have a lot of money growing up and I did, so I'm going to use that over you. So I feel like I'm taking jibes at you, you know what I mean? Or you could have been somebody that was a little bit more shy, and then this person could have used that over you, you know what I mean? I'm just going to say anything to this person to make them feel bad, but really I'm feeling bad. But I can see that they're shy, or I can see that they're timid maybe, and I'm going to use that. Like, I feel like this person's aware of weaknesses, and that's what I don't like. This person feels like I'm aware of everybody's weaknesses, so I'm going to poke at them. I feel like I'm putting people down. It's honestly reminding me of Pretty Little Liars. If you've ever watched Pretty Little Liars, there was the 4 girls, and then there was like the ringleader who was Alison De Laurentiis. And before she went missing, there's like snapshots and, you know, certain episodes where they go back to the time before she went missing. And she was very mean to people. She'd make comments about people. She would make comments about, you know, how people looked, and just really put them down. And that's honestly the energy that I feel this person is in. And I almost feel the energy with you, I feel like you're literally like a fly I'm trying to keep close. I've seen this analogy in another reading, I don't know which one it was, but I feel like anytime you're trying to get away from me, I'm trying to hold you there. Like, I literally feel like I'm trying to grab onto you and hold you in place, and like keep you around so I can have a level of control. Because it's like, if I don't have that level of control, everyone just starts to shine and does all of these things that I don't like. Because I'm also being shown, you could have been somebody that was very talkative, or somebody that like had a lot of cool stories because you were just a cool person, and this person might not have liked that, so then this person could have shut you down, and told you to like be quiet, or nobody liked anything that you said, or made fun of stories that you said, because it's like they might have lived more of a boring standard life and they might have felt like that compared to you, so it was like, I'm going to shut you up from saying these things. Or you may have been like a really good singer, so you just sing, and then it's just like, I'm going to tell you that you're bad at singing, or no one wants to hear you sing, because it's like, I want you to just fold yourself in to stop kind of like shining. And there's this, what's interesting is this person has a big fear of abandonment, because the abandonment triggers a rejection wound. And I don't like that, and that's why I feel like I'm trying to keep you close. I literally feel like I'm trying to chain everyone to me. I don't know what this is about. I feel very like dominant, and I'm trying to chain everyone to me. I'm trying to hold everybody in place, because you're not the only person that I feel like is like, this person feels like haunted by then. Because there's more than one person here. There's a few of you. So this person could have gone from friend to friend to friend, or gone from family member to family member, trying to keep somebody, you know, close to them. So why are they hunted then, spirit guides? Why are they hunted by my pile number 3s? What is it that they're hunted about? They're hunted at you stepping into your own power and you choosing to like walk away. Because it's like, well, you've got the upper hand now. That's what I'm being shown with the Ace of Swords. You saw through me, or you see through me. This person at one point banked on your naivety, which is funny because I don't see you as being naive. I really don't see you as being naive. And I think this person projected that you were. Or you might have been somebody that wasn't so talkative, or you didn't speak up for yourself as much. Maybe there was a wound you were working through at the time. This person did not have the emotional intelligence to see that, so they were like, oh well, they're just gonna let me walk all over them, or they're just gonna let me say anything. And I think you were aware. I'm hearing that song by Taylor Swift, Thank You Amy, which is about Kim Kardashian apparently, and she sings, and it wasn't a fair fight or a clean kill every time Amy stomped across my grave, or something like that. I feel like, honestly, I do feel like this person might have kind of bullied you and put you down. And I feel like they're haunted by your memory because they almost feel like you got the upper hand. So I don't know if you outsmarted them. I don't know if you finally put them in their place. I don't know if you just detached, walked away. Whatever it is, I feel like there's a disbelief here. It's like, what? Like, that's kind of how I feel. And also, this person may have also projected things onto you that maybe are no longer true. So there's that, what? Hang on, what? Because this person may still try and, because I'm being shown like a snake with like dead skin. This person may still speak about an old version of you, things that happened in the past, but they're like, it's dead skin. You completely outgrew, you know, that skin a long time ago. And I feel like there's a disbelief of like, you're a different snake now. You know what I mean? Like, you're in a different phase now. Because there's this feeling of this person, like, I want to be in power, I want to be in control, I want to be the one in the lead, sort of thing. So I feel like anytime that I haven't been, it cuts me. So there's a trigger there, and I think that's where the haunted part comes from, because it's like, I feel you're better than me, so I'm going to put you down to make myself feel better than you, but then you still got free. So then in their brain, it's like, oh, you're better than me now. And the thing is, if they worked on themselves, and if they poured that energy into themselves and their own confidence, they'd understand no one's better than anyone, ever, at all. It's not that. You know what I mean? We all have our own paths, and we all have our own ways to shine, but this person was not, they didn't have that inner source kind of lighting them up. So I feel like they were trying to dim everybody else's instead of trying to light their own. I feel like they've tried to dim other people's. You're not the only person that I think stepped away. I think you're not the only person that kind of outsmarted them. So there's something about outsmarting, because I'm thinking of the other mother from Caroline, and the fact that Caroline basically outsmarted her, you know what I mean, and got out of that situation. So there's that sort of feeling here of like, you've outsmarted me, so I'm looking at you like you won, but I don't. That's their brain. When I'm stepping out of it, there's no winner. Like, this person was just being destructive and honestly not very nice, to be honest. I don't like the energy. I don't like the energy that I'm in. Because this is the reason I don't like the energy that I'm in, is I feel like I'm looking at you, and it's like, if I can make you believe that you're not worthy, if I can make you shut up, if I can make you be quiet, if I can make you stop dressing that way, then it'll be okay. Like, I feel like I need to just detangle you from whatever it is, and I feel like I'm looking at your weaknesses to try and get you to do that. That's what I don't like about this person at all. I think you already know you did the right thing by getting out of this situation. However, it's the way you got out of it. I don't know how you got out of this situation, but this person feels like they were outsmarted, or that you did them dirty. But but at the same time, I'm being told they know. So this person acted like, poor me. They might have felt that way, yeah, but I think, honestly, this person does know why you moved the way that you did. Like, there's a kind of an understanding of it, to be honest with you. They may even feel as well, because I'm projecting that you're naive, and like I said, I don't feel that you are. So if I'm projecting that you're naive, and then you outsmart me, I feel like you lied to me, that you were naive. But you didn't say anything, this person just projected. So I think that this person might think that you're manipulative, or that you're maybe as bad as them, or that you were playing a game. And I think that's their own projections. What it really is I think that this person projected that you were one way when you were actually another. There's this quote, and it's like, your first mistake was thinking I was one of the sheep. And I'm hearing that. So it's like, I think they mistook you as a sheep and you were a wolf. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's like, oh, they manipulated me, but like, you never told them you were a sheep. They just assumed you were. And that's the thing, that there's something they're like, oh, about, like, the fly's gone, oh, it outsmarted me, and I feel frustrated about it. But again, you're not the only person this person feels that way about. I think a lot of people outsmart them. Not to be mean towards them, I think a lot of people do outsmart them because their own ignorance is their downfall. You're not the only person that outsmarted them. You're not the only person that, you know, put them in their place or walked away. I think everybody does. I just think that ignorance is what caused it, and I don't think they learn. And I think that's why they kind of go around in circles. The Seven of Cups is literally making me think of Caroline when the other mother had those other 3 souls. And I'm sure Caroline freed them as well. I'm sure she freed the souls of the kids. I'm sure she did that. Pile number 3. Who is haunted by pile number 3's memory? I'm glad you're away from this person. I don't like this person's energy here at all. The hand of fate, forces beyond your control intervene. There might have even been divine intervention that got you out of this situation. So there might have been like a karmic lesson you were meant to learn with this person, and before it got too bad, you were pulled out of it. Or maybe you like psychically like got psychic dreams about this person, or what they were saying, or what they were doing, or I feel like things were revealed to you. That's kind of like how it feels, like things were revealed. But I do also feel like, from a karmic perspective, I feel like this person has got their karma many times in regards to how they've treated people. But I think more than the karmic perspective, I think it's more so their wounds playing out. Because I do think they have abandonment wounds as well. And I think when people do pull away from them, it's like, oh, like I've lost my power sort of thing. And I keep seeing like Spirit, the universe, just trying to mirror that back to them, like, look what you're doing, like, focus on yourself. And I feel like they're just not choosing to look at it, again, out of their own ignorance, that they're not in the wrong. But then they also know they're in the wrong, and this is where I'm getting confused. It's like they kind of justify a lot of what they do. If they're doing something in the wrong, they justify it. A barrier keeps you from your goal. I think you were spiritually protected in this situation, but I also think that they feel like you shut them out, which I do feel like you did. True feelings are masked. Yeah, I feel like they look at you like you were manipulating them, like that sort of situation. Like, oh, touche, you were playing the game. But I don't think you were playing the game. I just think you were wise to what they were doing. Everything feels like a game here. They're looking at everything strategically like a game. We have air, seek a union of mind and spirit. Their downfall is their ignorance, and they see everything as a game and everything's a win. I've got to win at all cost situation. True feelings are mask. I feel like they feel like you put on a mask of maybe naivety or whatever it was. Maybe some of you did. You know what I mean? Maybe you did. I think that's the only way to navigate this person, to be honest, unless you were just to tell them straight. Seek a union of mind and spirit. Well, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. I just feel like they're still trying to analyze the situation, I feel. They're still trying to analyze the situation of what went on, what happened. They're still trying to analyze it and try and understand it, because it's like, how did you outsmart me, you know? And at the back of the deck we have the Satyr, revelry and indulgence. We have that at the back of the deck. They're in their shadow energies. I think that they move through their lower emotions. I think that they are too ignorant to deal with their actual emotions and process them, and I think it causes their downfall many times over. You're not the only person that walked away. I think there's been many before you and maybe many after you. Because I'm hearing that song Lucky Escape by Sweet Escape or something like that. It's by Years and Years, and they sing, I think I dodged a bullet, I made a sweet mistake, or I made a lucky mistake, something like that. Yeah, I don't like this person's energy, but I think they hold on to, they feel like you got out and you got the sword out of the stone and you outsmarted, and I think their ego does not like that. I feel like they were outsmarted, and that's why they're haunted by your memory, because it's like, ooh, touche. So pile number 3, that is what I have for you. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 4, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at, I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. Who is haunted by your memory? That's what I was trying to get out. So you guys chose a pumpkin. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 4, please spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 4s. Who is haunted by my pile number 4's memory, please? Who is haunted by my pile number 4's memory? Who is haunted by my pile number 4's memory? We have the 9 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Wands. Who is haunted by my pile number 4's memory? We have the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. Let me just cover the Sun up. The Sun. Okay. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the 10 of Wands. Let's put that up there. Okay. 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, the Sun, and the Wheel of Fortune. This is somebody that either has a crush on you or is really, really inspired by you. So this could be somebody that maybe wants to be your friend or wants to be in a relationship with you, wants to start talking to you. There's a crush feeling here. That's what I'm getting. Now, this could also be somebody from your past that wants to make a return. But if this is somebody from your past, at least from their perspective, there's no bad feelings almost, or there's no any kind of hurt or anger is gone, because this feels very light. So this could even be somebody you talked to but nothing kind of got off the ground, to be honest with you, because again, I feel very light in this. I feel very drawn to you. I feel very attracted to you. This is why I think it could be like a friendship too, or someone that's just inspired by you or likes things that you post or things that you do, because I don't know, I kind of feel like I want to talk to you and I want to be around you. It reminded me of my sister the other day. She was like, oh, there was this girl on Instagram and she liked tarot and stuff and she's my age and I want to talk to her and be her friend. And I'm just like, when you just message her and you know, like be a friend. She's like, oh, I don't know. I'm just like, just give her a message if you want to talk to her about stuff like that and be her friend. She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, just do it. And it kind of feels almost how that would feel. But for some of you guys, this does feel like a crush. So this could also be somebody that you've recently started speaking to or talking to, and they kind of have a crush on you, and it's just like, oh, like I'm into you. Because I just feel like there is an influence on social media, I feel, because I kind of feel like I'm looking at what you're posting and things that you're saying or videos that you're posting on Snapchat, and it's just like, oh, you look really cool, or you look really fun, or I like the things that you're posting. So in terms of like being haunted by your memory, this almost feels like a new crush, or just someone that I would just like to be, like I'd like to be a part of that, you know? This could also be the pile where there's like content creators in this pile. You know, you could have Instagram, you could have YouTube, you could have TikTok, things like that. And, you know, they could be you know, a certain person that's like, wow, I really like that. Or it could be more than one, where it's just like, I'm really drawn to the things that you post, and I like that, and I like the way that you post these things, and I like the things that you do. It could be that as well. But yeah, I feel really drawn to you. I feel really attracted. I feel like you're very magnetic. I feel really drawn there. I feel inspired too. So say now you just started speaking to this person, like you're just talking, like you could be somebody that like is like an outdoorsy person, and it's like inspiring this person to look at things differently and be like, oh, I want to do some outdoorsy things. Like that's how I feel like you're inspiring me. Or like you could be somebody that's really into makeup, and this person's like, oh my god, like I want to, you know, try and get makeup like that. Like you're mirroring things to me that make me want to activate my own light and make me feel inspired. You know what I mean? You know, when you talk to someone new, you're like dating someone, and it's like, not that you take on their personality, but like you get enmeshed into like new things, music they listen to, and you start to listen to that music and you know, get accustomed to that person. That's kind of how this feels too. Some of you might even be in like a new relationship, and this person's just like, I like a lot of things about you. You know what I mean? Like I like a lot of what you do, and just the way that you move, or the things that you wear. Like I feel kind of like lit up by you. Some of you guys, this could even be your partner that you've been with for like 3 years, and they're still like love everything about you. It's making me think of I was watching the Victoria's Secret show, the 2024 one, and Dylan Sprouse, who is married now to Barbara Palvin, he was being interviewed on the carpet, and he had cardboard cutouts of their pets to like wave in the audience when she went down the catwalk, and the woman was like, is there anyone other than Barbara that like you're excited to see? Which I thought was a stupid question, because he's married and they're all Victoria's Secret models, and he was like, nope, don't care, only here to see my wife. And I don't know, I just feel that vibe here, to be honest with you. Like there's a number one fan vibe. So if you guys are in relationships, it's definitely your partner. And if you guys are talking to someone, or you've recently been speaking to someone, it's that person. But again, if you're not, this could be just someone that wants to be your friend. Could even be a new friend you just made. That's just kind of checking out your socials and thinks you're cool. It like that. It feels light. It feels very light. Others of you, if you have content, it could be somebody that really likes your content or feels super inspired by your content, or it could be a bunch of people too. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's making me want to do it too. Like I feel excited. I feel there's such an expansive energy with the 3 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Like these are really good cards. I just feel really drawn to you. I feel attracted. You're magnetizing. It's that sort of thing. I like the things that you do. There's something to do about posting things online, like pictures, or posting like, because I feel like I've got you on Snapchat, and you just posted a picture in your car, and I really like the look of your car, and you have a really cool car scent thing, you know, the car freshener things, like you have a really cool one of them. I want to get one of them. Like I just feel like that's what I'm doing right now with you. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I saw them the other day. They had a really nice perfume. That was cool. Yeah, I really like that perfume. Like that's how I feel. I feel giddy. Nothing too deep. I just feel like I'm your number one fan, or I feel really drawn to you. I feel like this could go somewhere if this is like a, you know, connection that's just beginning. Yeah, it's kind of, I feel like you're mirroring a lot of good feelings back to this person for them to feel that way about themselves. I feel like I'm taking something in, and I want to do it too though. So there's something I'm taking notes about. It's like, oh, that person goes surfing. Let me watch some surfing videos. That looks interesting. I've never thought of that before. You know what I mean? Like they're attaching you to something that they don't normally do, that they think is cool or interesting, or that they'd like to do. That's what I feel like I'm doing here with this. For a lot of you guys as well, this could even be someone that you haven't spoken to yet, but they just have a crush on you. Because I just do feel attracted to you. I feel genuinely attracted. And again, this could be somebody from the past that is just, you know, in your energy, and it's just like, wow, they're really attractive. And, you know, I always thought they were attractive, but maybe I forgot, you know. And it's like, maybe we could start again. Maybe we could begin again. But if it's somebody from your past, I don't feel like it's someone that feels that there's bad blood, which is making me think that there isn't any, that this is someone that you didn't really have a fallout with, really, or if you did, it was so long ago, it's just under the bridge. You know what I mean? If you hear my stomach rumbling, apologies. I'll be eating after this. It's lunchtime. Yeah, I'm not picking up anything else, and I don't want to keep going round and round in circles. This might be a shorter reading, but this is like all good. When I say haunted, I just think that you're inspiring this person. I think it's like, think of the sun and the rays of light just kind of like shining through. I feel like you're inspiring this person, or you're making this person feel giddy or good. Like, that's kind of how this feels, to be honest. Pile number 4, we have the Wolf. Beware of who you trust. Okay. Who is currently haunted by my pile number 4's memory? We have your surroundings will undergo a transition. Who is haunted by my pile number 4's memory? We have Earth. Utilize logic, reason, and common sense. I feel like you're making me want to put things in motion. Like, definitely, you know, inspiring me, sort of thing. The Moon, you will be guided through darkness, and the back of the deck is being meticulous and patient. This could be a crush that hasn't reached out yet. Spirit, why do we have beware of who you trust, the Wolf? Why do we have that? Beware of who you trust, the Wolf. Why do we have the Wolf card with the 9 of Pentacles on top of it? Why do we have that card? To be honest, I'm not picking up on anything bad, especially with it being with the 9 of Pentacles. I almost feel like I'm looking at you as somebody that I feel would be loyal, or I'm looking at you as somebody that I could trust, or I'm looking at you as somebody that is like a good egg. That's really how this feels, to be honest with you. I'm not picking up anything negative with that card, especially with it being over the 9 of Pentacles. It almost feels like you've got things within you that would make me trust you, would make me feel drawn to you. That's kind of how that feels to me. With your surroundings will go undergo a transition, and that being on top of the 3 of Wands. Like I said, I feel like there's things that you may be mirroring to this person that this person may want to try out. You know what I mean? You may dress a certain way, they might want to try it out. You may have advice that you put on your socials that they want to try out and make a change with. You could be, you know, if this is like a crush or something, you could be somebody that surfs or goes hiking and they're like, I want to try that. So they're open to that shift and that change then. You know what I mean? And I feel like they're open to physically making moves or physically making shifts. With the Earth and the Sun there. I feel like you're inspiring me to do things. I'm going to do it. You definitely inspire this person. And then the Wheel of Fortune and the Moon, you will be guided through dark. I just feel like you're a light to them. You feel like a light to them. Some of them may be going through something at the moment with the 10 of Wands at the back of the deck and then the Moon. You could be giving them advice, or they could just feel like maybe if it's like a relationship, they could have had bad relationships in the past and this is going to be a good one if they're talking to you. That's kind of how this feels. It feels very light, so apologies if it's a bit of a shorter reading. There's not much more else I can pull from it. I can only pull what comes through. But this is a good reading. Like, I just feel like this person's super drawn to you and attracted and thinks you're cool. That's the reading, pile 4. So I hope you got what you needed from the reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.